What's up, guys? This is Westpoint Steve. We are going to do the Final Fight Guy any percent run. This time we are going to show you the Haggard percent only run. This is a submission video for SGDQ 2021. We are going to showcase this Haggard run, and it's a little bit different than the Guy run. And it's a lot faster than the Guy run. This is my 26:56 run. Of Haggard only. I got this record just recently, actually, last couple of weeks, and so here we go. We're going to talk about this run for Final Fight Guy. All right, so let's get started. All right, we're going to do the L and R button press and press start to change the settings to easy. And since it's an any percent run, we can play it on easy. We can change the lives, but this time around we're gonna pick Haggard. Okay, we're gonna pick Haggard. Haggard is a strong character, as you can see. Look at those muscles, man. He is bulging. He is ready to go. He's like, I'm ready to take dudes out. And unlike Guy, he can take out guys pretty quickly. He can take out these dudes in 2 punches and they're done. It takes Guy a couple punches to get rid of them, and it takes those Jakes a couple punches and a couple headbutts. So you'll see what I'm going to do with that. I'm going to utilize the punching idea to take out dudes. 2P wasn't being cooperative there, but that's okay. 2P, he's going to take me out. That's fine. But here we go. Moving along. Haggard is a stronger character, and that's the very first thing you'll see in this run. It'll be safe to say that 32 minutes is a safe run with Haggard only. He takes out dudes. We like to do that nice little thunder move there, where he just takes the guy and just does that. That was and just slams them down. That move's going to be utilized a lot, especially when I have a lot of enemies. Now, Haggard does have an infinite, similar, just like Guy does. But the problem with Haggard's infinite is that it's a one-punch deal, and so I'll try to utilize that every once in a while, but it's a lot harder to use. So compared to the Thrasher fight, Guy just takes him out with punches, and you can keep him in an infinite. Haggard, you got to use this idea of grabbing and using the headbutt. The grabbing and the headbutt actually work out very well. Dang it. And what I want to try to do there with the fight is get a couple punches in, then grab them. And there's my infinite. Like I said, it's a one punch going back and forth, and it's so hard to do. If you ever watch a task do this game, the task does it perfectly. Obviously, we're human. We are not a task at all, and the task is not gonna be able to, you're not gonna be able to do what the task can do. All right, so moving along here with the fight. Again, like I said, I want to try to grab him, but when he's in a jumping phase, it's kind of hard to grab him. But there you go. We still got a decent fight with him. And so that's round 1 in a nutshell with Haggard. It's a little bit slower than the Guy fight, but you'll find that Haggard is a lot faster due to the fact that he creates more damage on enemies than what Guy can do. As you can see, I'm taking out those guys. That's his extra joy right there, or his overjoy. I like calling it overjoy. Where he just spins and takes dudes out. And look how fast he's taking out this Billy. Like, compared to what I had to do with the Guy run, Haggard just takes these dudes out. His punch is a lot stronger. Taking dudes out. Boom, boom, boom. Simon's off screen. Punching away. Simon's still off screen. There he is. Finally taking him out. Sometimes those guys will just stay right there on the outside of the screen. They won't come out at all. All right. So the previous record for this game was 27:30, held by Comalito, and he actually previously beat my record, which was 27:31. And so right at the beginning of this video, you saw that it was 27-27. I had previously beat it, but it was only by like a few seconds. So I said, you know what, I want to give it another try because I feel like I could have done better than what it was the last time. And so this is that run. And in this run, different from the guy run, it's hard to despawn enemies, but I was able to despawn the J there. I don't know how I was able to despawn that, but I'm assuming that the sprites helped me out on that one. J's health was very low, and so I guess they just took out the guy who had the lowest health. Alright, so there's these knives. I need to get rid of these knives. So compared to the guy run, the Haggard run, I'm throwing those knives out of there because the knives do create a lot of lag, and it seems like with Haggar you get a lot more of those knives than what you want. And then there's a random knife that just pops up right after the Hollywood had just disappeared. But here's the difference between Guy and Haggard. It's a lot harder to cluster guys together, but I'm doing that Thunder Slam every time on these guys. So I'm punching, Thunder Slam, boom, slam again, punch again, slam, and trying to get those guys over. But like I said, it's really hard to get that infinite of the one punch and moving over back and forth. It's so hard to do, and getting it consistent is also the other thing that's very difficult to do. So I try to do it every once in a while, just like on this Billy right here, and I'm glad I was just talking about that. The guys with the bigger health, you want to try to do that too, but it's kind of hard when you have 3 guys that are trying to get you at the same time too. And using the extra joy is also important when the guys have low health, just like that, where you can't get them off screen. Just take them out with an overjoy right there and be done with it. Here's a katana fight. Katana is, again, katana is an easier fight for Haggar. And what I want to do here is, again, I want to grab him and use the headbutts here to take him out. And so this is what I'm going to do, is I'm taking the headbutts and I'm trying to get off screen to get rid of him faster. Ooh, and there we go. Here. There is the katana fight in a nutshell. There you go. That was a much easier fight than it was for Guy in the Guy submission video that I showed. Just had better RNG with him. Alright, here's the breaking of the car. You want to find that right pixel where you're hitting 2 spots at the same time, and there it is right there. You're going to grab this pipe and you start hacking away. Again, Haggar is a lot stronger, so this car goes down a lot quicker. This was probably one of the poorer cars I've ever done. You want to try to get that done in about 18 seconds. You can't get it as fast as it hits like 19 seconds. But yes, we destroyed your car again, man. I'm sorry. Sorry. Maybe just don't park it at the gas station. I don't know. I don't know what they have against guys' cars and at the gas station, but I guess we're just gonna take them out anyway. All right, so here we go. We got the round 3 again. We're at the restaurant, and we're gonna take out these dudes again. But again, like I said about the difference between Guy and Haggar, is Haggar will take these guys out fast, and I mean fast. These guys will go down a lot quicker than they did with Guy. And so dang it, there's Andor's famous move. He'll like to get the punch there. And so what I figured out with Andor's is that you want to stay just slightly away from them. They're a lot easier to handle when you're they'll punch you for some reason. Like, it's harder to get them in a punching loop with Haggar than they are with Guy. Even when you try to punch right after you knock them down, it's like, oh nope, I'm gonna hit you anyway. And so that's the Andors in a nutshell. The Andors can be a pain in the butt. Here's Elgato, and I picked up the sword. It's like, oh great, I didn't want to pick up the sword, but that's okay. You can still grab guys and start beating them up, and that's the good thing about it. So I started utilizing this sword just for the fun of it. But he is pretty strong with the sword. And then I was like, thank you, Doug, for getting rid of that, because now I could just take care of business here. Once you start punching these guys out and start doing that to them, it is a ton easier. And I picked up the knife. I did not want to pick up that knife. But there we go. Dang it. Got rid of the dudes. And then again, another knife pops in. All right, so these two Andors with Guy is a lot easier. With Haggar, it's not as easy. I almost lost that sword. if you get hit sometimes, you will lose the weapon. But I was able to regain the sword and finally get them in this loop. It's not as easy with Haggard than it is with Guy. Guy, you could throw him across the screen. Haggard, you kind of have to grab him and take him over to the other Andor and then grab the sword as fast as you can. So, again, the invulnerability frames that they have after they've been knocked down can just destroy you. Alright. The good thing about Haggard, though, is with these big dudes. The big dudes come in at a low angle when they charge. And if you're playing with Guy, Guy can't hit them. But when you're playing with Haggard, his punch goes low, so the punch makes it possible for Haggard to hit him. And that's a good thing about the Haggard run, is that those big dudes can be done a little bit better because you can stop them in the middle of them running. And there's that infinite. I got him with the infinite finally. It was a long time coming trying to get an infinite throughout this run. But the infinite punches are so hard to do. It's much easier to just grab them and do that to them than to just do an infinite sometimes. Alright, the Eddie fight. As you can see, I'm trying to not get the screen to go all the way over to the right. And that's due to the fact that if I make that happen, then that means enemies will spawn in the area. So I'm going to make sure the Eddie doesn't come over there. And once he goes down the yellow, he's going to try to run away from me. And we are able to take him out. One last hit. Boom, done. And then I ate his gum. Yes, I ate his gum. I don't know why you went on to do that, but that's a health thing, and you ate his gum. There's the end of round 3. It's it's ABC gum, okay? Okay, ABC gum. Already been chewed. It's all good. There you go. All right, so now we're in round 4. The guy run is just as difficult, but you'll find that the Haggard run, when it comes to the Haggard run, you're gonna be kind of wishing that you were playing with Guy on the Abigail fight, and we'll discuss the Abigail fight when we get there. Alright, we got these last 2 guys off of here. There we go. Okay, this is a long boardwalk. You're on this thing forever. Hey, puppy, what's going on? This puppy's like barking at everything. I'm assuming he's barking at the orbiter guy. He's like, you know what? Why is it coming? This is one of the names. Some of the names of these guys are pretty good. I like Bill Bull and Wong Hu. These 2 guys, those names are just fun to say. Bill Bull and Wong Hu. You'll see them a couple more times later. But there you go. Alright, so I hit 2 of the barrels. I should have hit the 3rd one. Now I do. There you go. And try to get rid of that knife because I don't want to. And he's stinking Andor. Picked me up, tried to choke me. Alright, jumping backwards. Okay, so jumping backwards is a very interesting thing with Haggar. And just watching him jump in general is the funniest thing ever. So if you're when you're watching him jump, I don't know who jumps like that, but I'm just gonna say that that's just some talent there if you can just jump like that in real life. So I just think that's funny. I really think that his jumping is funny in this game. All right, got some Billies, got some Sids. There you go. He's got his we're going to talk about the jumping here for a second. He's got his arms going up and he's pushing himself down and his legs are going up. It's what, you know, Guy and Cody, if you play the original Final Fight, Cody does a backflip. Guy does a backflip. It's like, but then you got Haggard. He's like, nope, I don't do flips. I just jump, you know, straight up, move my legs up. You know, try to exercise here while I'm taking dudes out. Anyway, we're going to move along with the jumping here, but we'll probably make some kind of comedic scene about how he jumps. It would probably be funny to ask the audience, those who are watching, like, do any of you jump like this? Does any of you jump like Haggar? Because if so, I would love to see that in real life. I would like to see somebody actually legitly jump like Haggar. Alright, There one other thing I failed to mention is that Haggar does have another slam that he does, and it's like the air slam that he can perform, where he grabs the guy. I could do a couple of headbutts, and then when I hit jump and then press the punch button, Haggar will take the guy and do that. Boom, just like that. Slam the guy to the ground. It's a lot of it's. I don't utilize it a lot, just because it does take a little bit of time because you are up in the air. It takes like maybe an extra second to do, but the damage is sometimes the damage is worth it. If you've ever played Mighty Final Fight for the NES, that that idea is actually the strongest move in the game, but in this game, it is not the strongest move you would want to do. So you want to just continue to do the punching, grabbing headbutts, and the thunder slams down to the ground with him. All right, we're getting to the point where we're halfway through this long boardwalk, and now we're to these Hollywoods. This is where you see the Elgatos and the Hollywoods come into play. We want to try to utilize not too many knives, but there got 3 knives on the ground. That's just ridiculous. And they'll do this where they just troll you like crazy. They'll get you. You can't do anything, and you're just like, get out of here. And then finally, I get into a section where I'm able to take them out. But once they surround you, it's kind of tough to get out of that. So you're trying to taking care of them pretty quickly by, doing these pounds, punches, and going back and forth. So here we go. We're going to take out these 3 barrels. Again, barrels, just like in the Guy run, barrels are important to get rid of because it spawns in enemies. The more spawns that you have, more barrels you have on screen, the less enemies that come out. So getting rid of those barrels is actually an important thing. And unlike the Guy run, you're not able to despawn enemies very well with Haggar.
Nice.
His jump is not as quick as Guy or Cody's, but it still can be fast, but it's still very hard to do the despawn enemies. You have to be on the left side of the screen, and you would definitely have to do some sort of move to try to get them to despawn. Sometimes using the backwards kick there can help when enemies are already on screen, but like I said, you have to be moving very quickly to make it happen. We're getting to the Abigail fight, and with Haggar, this is just you are trying to beat the snot out of him. There is nothing you can do here to keep him in an infinite loop. As you can see, I'm trying to just get him away from me, and I want to just keep him far enough away so I can't have to deal with him. But this turned out to be a very good fight. So I'm trying to keep my distance as far as possible. And see, there he goes. He throws me. And what I want to try to do, and he could grab you from very far distances. It's ridiculous how bad it is, how far you could get grabbed. But this was actually my best fight I've ever had with him. The RNG was just very good. I was able to get those punches on him and be able to slam him down. With Guy, you could just toss him all day and grab him again, and not have to worry about running away from him. But with Haggar, you gotta like run away from him because he's got invulnerability frames that are just going to light you up if you're in his area, and he'll just grab you all day long, and it's like not even worth attempting to try to grab him after you just did something to him. So that's the Abigail fight. It's not easy with Haggar, and sometimes the RNG is not in your favor. Most of the time it isn't. All right, into the final round. We got some barrels to start off. Again, the lag. Oh, get those barrels off of the screen. Get these items off the screen. So that's why I'm picking up that root beer. I think it was a root beer. And I grabbed the sword. I was like, oh gosh, I grabbed the sword again. But there you go. We're going to have some more barrels. That time I got hit. Of course, those things will happen. I mean, it's like you just sometimes you just can't avoid things like that, and it's just gonna happen.
I'm on the last
Like
stage.
you're gonna be playing a game, you know, if you played any beat 'em up game, you've seen it all. All right, and which I do love. In fact, I love playing the beat 'em up games. Like this, beat 'em up games are my favorite. The speed run.
Nice.
I just love that
There.
nostalgia of just like beating guys up, knowing that they have a health and like, okay, how fast can I beat them up? All right, so we're getting to the end of this first corridor here. We're getting into this big building.
Nice.
The Belger building, I guess. Belger. And I can't believe I tried to do it infinite with an Andor. Trying to do it infinite with an Andor is not a very good idea, just for the record. We just found that out. But
Hey,
that section is not too bad. Under 2 minutes is actually really good. If you could try to get that section done in under 2 is actually not bad. But this is what I was talking about. Trying to get rid of dudes. Trying to get rid of dudes is important.
Okay.
Trying to despawn dudes is difficult with Haggar. And knowing when to do that backwards jump, that backwards hit, is also super important because it helps you a ton if you know that. I actually despawned one of those big guys. There's usually 4 that come out, and I was able to despawn one of them, which helped me a ton on that little section there. But it's hard to get these other guys to despawn, and so you'll find me attack these guys straight up. But the funny thing is this run is 3 minutes faster than the guy runs still, and I'm still able to beat these guys up, and it's due to the fact that you can beat these guys up a lot faster because Haggard is stronger than Cody or Guy. If you play the original game, Cody is Cody and Haggar are the 2 playable characters, and Guy and Cody are very similar in what they do. So they're gonna be taking a lot of time trying to kill enemies because their hit damage is a lot lower than what Haggars can do. And Haggar can, like I said, I'm just taking out dudes a lot faster just because of that. All right, we're getting down to the end of this nice little area here. Shout out to the big, the twin towers in the background, and also the Statue of Liberty in the previous stage. And there's some hidden
where's the food?
Food right there that I forgot to pick up. That's usually what I normally pick up at the end of that section because I'm usually need some health by the end of that little area there. Gonna use that chandelier to my advantage there to get some damage on the Billy. Those chandeliers do a lot of damage to enemies if you utilize it in the right way. But again, like I said, I'm taking enemies out because I have to. Oh, there's my lovely slam. There's my lovely slam. I used it twice in this whole run. Well, maybe I do it one more time. We'll see. We'll see. You could also, here's a little side fact here with Haggard. You could also get a little glitch with that little jumping slam with the Andors. Apparently, you can grab them and then try to do a slam, and then you go up in the air. You have nobody in your hands for some reason. It's a little weird. It's a little weird to see, but it's happened to me several times in a run when I've tried to do it to an Andor before, and they're just like, "Oh, I'm not in your grip anymore." They're like, "Wait a second, hey, get back here." So here we go. We got the Andor. Again, we took out that Andor a lot quicker than what Guy would do in this game. Utilizing the barrel to take out this bread here. The barrels do a bunch of damage too when an enemy gets hit by them. Alright. Then we got Wong Hu. There's my Wong Hu. I'm trying to utilize the infinite punch there. It's like I said, it's so hard to maintain it. It's much easier to do a couple punches and then do some headbutts instead of doing the normal what is it? Trying to do the infinite punches. It's a lot easier to do all this than it is the other thing. All right, taking care of these guys here. You got 2 more guys here. It's a lot quicker to take them out with Haggar. It's boom, just seriously done in seconds. And now we're going to the last section here of this long hallway. And just like in the guy run, we're going to utilize that doorway here in a second. Gonna use that doorway where we're gonna take these guys and just say, hey, here you go. All right, I'm gonna utilize this area here to kind of boom, done. Get rid of these Hollywoods, and then get over there. Get over to that door. Just stay there. Just stay there, Billy. Billy, don't you lose my number, okay? There you go. If anybody knows Phil Collins, there's that song.
Let's get this.
Okay. Anyway,
Record.
all right. Behind these pillars, you're gonna find some points, and you're also gonna find some chicken or some food to get your health back up. Hey, there's an infinite. Woohoo! All right. Infinites again, like like I said. If I get it, I get it. I mean, it's just one of those things where you can get lucky with it and be able to get it going, and be able to save a little bit of time, or you're just going to be just beating these dudes up, and hopefully the RNG's in your favor that the guys come to you. And that's one thing I'm dealing with in this game, is that you're just hoping that guys come to you. It's not like Streets of Rage where guys will come, where you can easily get the guys to set up the way you want it to. These guys are just RNG. It's all an RNG fest here. You're just getting the luck of whatever happens from these guys. Like, it's ridiculous how some of these guys will operate. Some of these guys, like the Sids, I mean, not the Sids and Billies are not too bad. They'll usually come to you, but you'll get the J's and the 2Ps. You'll get Jakes, Simons, and all those kind of guys. And those guys will like go up and down and like not even get close to you, and it's like you got to chase them down somehow. It's ridiculous. It can get really ridiculous real fast, and especially when you're going through a 26-minute run, you're trying to find a guy. Like right now, there's a Simons back there behind that pillar somewhere, but he's not giving me any. He's not giving me any help here. There's still a Simons behind that pillar somewhere. He still have yet to come. Oh, there he is. There he is. And this is what I'm talking about with the RNG. It's like you are dealing with that RNG. Like you are trying to get that luck to have these guys come to you. And that's what I'm dealing with the entire game with Guy or Haggard. All right, here we go. The last fight, Belger. Okay, so this fight is totally different than the guy fight. Guy, you use the Overjoy all the time. This is what you do for the Belger fight. You're gonna do 2 punches and then do your Thunder Slam, and then as soon as he gets up, then you can just do it again. No. And so this goes so fast that he's already halfway down with the yellow, and then to finish him off, you use Overjoys. 3 Overjoys, and the game is over. And there you go. That is the Haggard run in a nutshell. And I didn't even have a good stage 5, round 5 on that one. So I lost a little bit of time, but still got under a sub 27, which is currently the fastest time, 26:56. This is the Haggard run. The Haggard run, I love the Haggard run. The Haggard run's a lot of fun because it's just seriously, you're just like beating them up like crazy throughout the whole game. The only fight that's not in your favor is Abigail. Katana has an RNG fest every once in a while. Belger fight is pretty pretty easy. Is pretty free fight there. Eddie fight's always free there. And then the Thrasher fight, it's same fight every time. It's pretty. Those 3 fights are the free fights. Katana and Abigail are the ones where you have to deal with the RNG a little bit and hope for the better RNG versus the not so good RNG. But other than that, I had plenty of lives to make it through. It's an any percent run, so you're playing on easy and you'll get it done really quickly. Like I said, if you final fight fans out there. I mean, this is
All
based
right.
off the actual arcade game, so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot harder than it looks to do some of the things in the game, especially Infinite Punch. But um, those are some things that can still be improved on. But this is the run. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Um, I've never, I don't think I've seen a final fight in a GDQ, but I could be wrong. You guys might have done final fights before, but
Oh,
I've been watching since 2016, and I haven't, you
all
know,
right. There we go. That's it for
and
tonight.
hopefully we
Have a
could
good
get
night.
this run in there or one of the final fight guy runs, whether it's Guy or Haggard into SGDQ. This is, like I said, a very fun run to do. Um, and so there we go. We can also even do an incentive if you wanted to pick whether I do Guy or Haggard. It would be really fun to see which one you would pick. Um, the audience would want to see fight in the game. So it's a lot of fun run. Hope you enjoyed it. It's got some good throwbacks back to the very first final fight. So there's the run. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day.